If you're over 60 years old and you believe you're eating healthy every day, this video may shock you because some foods that doctors once recommended are now quietly damaging your arteries, worsening joint pain, disrupting blood sugar, and even affecting your brain and memory. As a medical doctor, I've seen many patients who followed the right diet for years, yet their health continued to decline year after year. In this video, I'll reveal 6 so-called healthy foods that people over 60 should stop eating. And more importantly, I'll show you what to eat instead to protect your heart, joints, blood sugar, and brain without extreme dieting or giving up everything you love. Watch until the end because one small change you make today could shape your health for the next 10 years. Before I reveal the 6 specific foods you should avoid, there's something very important you need to understand first. The problem is not the food itself. The problem is that your body has changed. After the age of 60, your body no longer works the same way it did at 40 or even 50, whether we like it or not. First, your metabolism slows down. Your body burns calories more slowly, yet many people continue eating the same portions they did years ago. And what happens? Fat is stored more easily. The liver works harder. Blood sugar rises faster than before. Second, insulin sensitivity decreases with age. This means your body has a harder time moving sugar out of the blood and into your cells. So, even if you're not eating obvious sweets, certain healthy foods can now cause sharp blood sugar spikes without you realizing it. Third, digestion becomes weaker. After 60, the stomach produces less acid, and digestive enzymes become less efficient. What does that mean for you? Foods that were once easy to digest may now cause bloating, inflammation, poor nutrient absorption, and slowly weaken your body from the inside. Fourth, chronic inflammation increases with age. Inflammation doesn't always cause pain right away. It can quietly damage your joints, stiffen your arteries, and accelerate brain aging. And yes, some foods that are labeled healthy actually feed inflammation in older adults. And finally, after 60, the risk of heart disease and cognitive decline rises significantly. What you eat every day doesn't just affect your weight. It determines how healthy your blood vessels are and how sharp or slow your brain becomes over time. So remember this. Foods that were fine at 40 can become harmful at 60. Not because they are evil, but because your body is different now. As a medical doctor, I'm not saying you've been eating wrong all these years. I'm saying this. Nutrition is age dependent. There is no one-size-fits-all diet, and certainly not one that fits every stage of life. In the next part, I'll start revealing specific foods that many people over 60 still eat every day, believing they're doing the right thing. And you may be surprised to learn what they're really doing to your body. Let's start with the first food that surprises almost everyone: whole wheat bread and refined grain products. For decades, we've been told these foods are healthy. They come with comforting labels like whole grain, high in fiber, heart healthy. Many people over 60 eat them every day: toast in the morning, sandwiches at lunch, crackers or bread with dinner, believing they're making a smart choice. But here's the truth. After the age of 60, whole wheat bread can affect your body almost like sugar. Yes, even the healthy kind. Here's why. When you eat bread, even whole wheat bread, your digestive system breaks it down into glucose very quickly. And because insulin sensitivity is already lower with age, blood sugar spikes higher and stays elevated longer. Over time, this leads to increased insulin resistance, more belly fat, and higher levels of inflammation. Many people don't realize this because they're not eating candy or soda. They're eating bread, they're eating grains, they're eating what they were told is good. But chronically elevated blood sugar does more than affect your waistline. It can also affect your brain. Repeated spikes in glucose are linked to brain fog, poor concentration, and faster cognitive decline over time. Now let me ask you something. Do you ever feel tired or sleepy after meals? Do you notice low energy in the afternoon? Has your A1C slowly increased even though you believe you're eating healthy? These are major red flags, and whole wheat bread is often one of the hidden culprits. Again, this doesn't mean bread is bad in general. It means that your body at 60 does not handle grains the same way it did at 40. So, what should you eat instead? The goal is not to eliminate carbohydrates completely, but to choose the right ones. First, Make vegetables the foundation of your meals. Leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, peppers, these provide fiber without spiking blood sugar. Second, focus on low-carb whole foods like eggs, fish, poultry, healthy fats, and high-quality proteins. These foods stabilize blood sugar and help keep you full longer. And third, if you tolerate them well, you may include small portions of legumes such as lentils or beans, but only in moderation and ideally paired with protein. For many people over 60, simply reducing bread and replacing it with vegetables leads to better energy, clearer thinking, and improved blood sugar within just a few weeks. Coming up next, I'll reveal another food that's commonly labeled heart healthy, yet quietly damages arteries and increases inflammation after 60. And this one may surprise you even more. Now let's move on to food number 2, another category that many people over 60 consume every single day, believing it's protecting their health. Food 2, low-fat dairy, milk, yogurt. Low-fat milk, low-fat yogurt. For decades, we've been told these foods are essential, especially as we age. They're marketed as being rich in calcium and labeled as heart healthy simply because the fat has been removed. But here's what most people don't realize. When fat is removed from dairy products, something else usually goes up. Sugar. Low-fat milk and yogurt often contain more lactose and added sugars to improve taste. And after 60, your body does not handle sugar the same way it once did. At the same time, lactose intolerance increases with age. Many older adults don't realize they've become sensitive to dairy because the symptoms aren't always dramatic. Instead, they experience bloating, gas, joint stiffness, low-grade inflammation, and digestive discomfort they've learned to ignore. Over time, this constant irritation can worsen joint pain, increase systemic inflammation, and quietly drain your energy. And once again, people are confused because they believe they're making a healthy choice. This doesn't mean everyone must avoid dairy completely, but it does mean that low-fat dairy often backfires after 60. So what are better options? First, if you tolerate dairy well, choose full-fat dairy in moderation. The natural fat slows digestion, reduces blood sugar spikes, and often causes less inflammation than low-fat versions. Second, focus on fermented dairy like plain yogurt or kefir. Fermentation breaks down lactose and makes these foods easier to digest. And third, if dairy simply doesn't feel good in your body, that's okay. There are non-dairy whole food alternatives that provide nutrition without bloating or discomfort. Now let's move on to food number 3. This one is far more dangerous and far more widespread. Food 3, vegetable and seed oils. These oils are everywhere. They're used in restaurants, they're in packaged foods, they're even recommended as heart healthy. But after 60, they can be one of the most damaging ingredients in your diet. Vegetable and seed oils are highly processed and extremely rich in omega-6 fatty acids. In excess, omega-6 fats promote chronic inflammation, damage the lining of blood vessels, increase oxidative stress, and accelerate aging inside the body. This inflammation doesn't stay in one place. It affects your heart, your joints, and even your brain. Over time, these oils have been linked to higher risk of heart disease and cognitive decline. As a doctor, I'll say this clearly. These oils were never part of the human diet for most of history. Our bodies simply did not evolve to process them in large amounts, especially later in life. So what fats should you use instead? First, olive oil. It's rich in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, and supports heart and brain health. Second, avocado oil. It's stable at higher temperatures and gentle on aging blood vessels. And third, natural animal fats used in moderation. These fats are far less inflammatory than industrial seed oils when consumed responsibly. For many people over 60, simply removing seed oils and switching to healthier fats leads to less joint pain, better digestion, and more stable energy. In the next part, I'll reveal another healthy food that seems harmless, but may be quietly harming your heart and brain as you age. And this one is especially common at breakfast. Now let's talk about food number 4, one that sounds so natural, so pure, that almost no one questions it. Food 4, fruit juice. Even 100% juice. Fruit juice, even 100% fruit juice. No added sugar, no artificial ingredients. It feels like the perfect choice, especially in the morning. But after the age of 60, fruit juice can quietly become very dangerous. Here's why. When fruit is turned into juice, the fiber is removed, and fiber is what slows down sugar absorption. Without it, the sugar in fruit juice hits your bloodstream almost instantly. In fact, a glass of orange juice can raise blood sugar almost as fast as a soda. And those rapid sugar spikes do real damage. They increase triglycerides, put stress on the liver, and worsen insulin resistance. Over time, this can accelerate fatty liver disease, increase the risk of type 2 diabetes, and even affect memory and brain health. Fruit juice is especially dangerous if you have prediabetes, belly fat, high triglycerides, or concerns about memory decline. And many people have these conditions without even knowing it. Again, the problem isn't fruit. The problem is how fast the sugar enters your body. So what's the better option? Choose whole fruit instead of juice, and keep portions small. Whole fruit contains fiber, which slows digestion and protects your blood sugar. Even better, choose berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. They're lower in sugar, rich in antioxidants, and supportive of brain health. Now let's move on to food number 5. This one is extremely common, especially at breakfast. Food 5, breakfast cereals, granola, and oatmeal. For many seniors, this was the perfect breakfast for decades. Cereal with milk. Granola, oatmeal. They were labeled heart healthy. They were recommended by doctors years ago. They felt light, safe, and responsible. But here's what we know now. Most breakfast cereals, even the ones that look healthy, are sugar bombs. Granola often contains as much sugar as dessert, and oatmeal, while natural, still breaks down quickly into glucose. The result? Blood sugar spikes first thing in the morning, insulin surges, and a few hours later, you're hungry again. This cycle leads to constant snacking, low energy, stubborn belly fat, and unstable blood sugar all day long. Many people believe they have low energy because of age. But in reality, it's often breakfast that sets them up to feel tired and hungry from morning to night. This doesn't mean you failed. It means the advice you were given decades ago is no longer right for your body today. So what does a better breakfast look like after 60? The key is protein first. Protein stabilizes blood sugar, keeps you full longer, and supports muscle and brain health. Excellent breakfast options include eggs, vegetables, healthy fats, fish or leftovers from dinner, simple whole foods. These meals may feel different at first, but they often lead to steady energy, fewer cravings, clearer thinking, and better glucose control. When you change breakfast, you change the entire day. And for many people over 60, this is one of the most powerful changes they can make. In the final part, I'll reveal the last healthy food you should reconsider after 60, and I'll show you how to bring everything together into a simple, realistic way of eating that supports long-term health. Don't miss it. Now we've reached food number 6, and this one is everywhere right now. It's trendy, it's heavily promoted, and it's often seen as the healthiest choice of all. Food 6, processed plant-based foods. Plant-based burgers, plant-based sausages, plant-based milks, and meat substitutes. They're marketed as healthy, heart-friendly, environmentally responsible. And many people over 60 choose them because they believe they're doing something good for their body. But here's the reality. Plant-based does not automatically mean healthy. And after the age of 60, it can actually mean the opposite. Most processed plant-based foods are ultra-processed. They're made in factories, not kitchens. They're often loaded with industrial seed oils, artificial flavors and colors, stabilizers and emulsifiers, chemical additives your body doesn't recognize. And despite the healthy image, these foods are not anti-inflammatory. In fact, they often increase inflammation, stress your digestion, and place extra burden on your liver and blood vessels. For older adults, this chronic inflammation can worsen. Joint pain, fatigue, insulin resistance, heart disease risk, and cognitive decline. And yet people keep eating these foods because the label sounds safe. Let me say this clearly. Plant-based doesn't always mean body-friendly, especially after 60. This doesn't mean you must eat meat at every meal. And it doesn't mean plants are bad. Far from it. The solution is not extremes. The solution is simplicity. Focus on whole, minimally processed foods, foods that look like what they are, foods your body recognizes, vegetables, fruits in small portions, healthy fats, clean sources of protein. As we age, protein becomes even more important. It supports muscle strength, balance, metabolism, and brain health. Choose quality sources, whether that's eggs, fish, poultry, or simple plant proteins without long ingredient lists. After 60, your body doesn't need trends. It doesn't need fancy labels, and it certainly doesn't need more processing. It needs clarity. It needs consistency. It needs foods that support healing, not inflammation. Today, you've learned that some foods once considered healthy can quietly harm the body as we age, not because you failed, but because your body changed. And the good news is this: you don't need perfection. You don't need restriction. You just need better choices made consistently. Small changes made one meal at a time can protect your heart, support your brain, and help you feel stronger for years to come. Thank you for watching, and take care of your body. It's been taking care of you for a very long time. If there's one message I hope you take away from this video, it's this: aging does not mean inevitable decline. It means making smarter, more intentional choices. Your body hasn't betrayed you. It hasn't failed. It has simply changed. And when you understand those changes, you gain power. By removing the wrong foods, the ones that quietly increase inflammation, spike blood sugar, and stress your brain and heart, many people over 60 begin to notice real improvements. Less inflammation, more stable energy, clearer thinking, better digestion, and a stronger foundation for long-term health. Not through restriction, but through alignment with what your body needs now. Longevity is not about chasing youth. It's about protecting function. It's about staying independent, staying mentally sharp, and feeling good in your body as the years move forward. As a medical doctor, I want to leave you with this thought: food is not just fuel after 60. It is either medicine or poison. Choose wisely, and your body will thank you. You don't need to change everything overnight. Start with one meal, one habit, one better choice today. Small steps, taken consistently, create powerful results over time. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe. It helps this message reach others who need it. And I'd love to hear from you. Which food surprised you the most? Leave a comment below. In my next video, I'll share the top foods that actually help reverse aging after 60. Foods that support your brain, protect your heart, and help you feel stronger every year. Make sure you don't miss it. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your health, take care of your future, and remember, your best years can still be ahead of you.